Hey yo, peep this.
Yeah. This is how we like to do it.
God's gift from above the skies.
No lie.
Tune into the buzz while you get high.
The hitter. Spread some wisdom so you can relate on topics of every kind to elevate your mind.
Listen, Mary Jane is not a drug. There's so much love in every nug.
New strains, they'll be the judge and see what it does. It's between the buds.
Watch this.
Welcome back. It's Between the Budz.
Yeah, we got episode 8.
Episode 8.
We back
feeling great.
Back in the lab, the hometown lab. We've been on the road for a little bit. We're bringing it back home, and we got a couple dope guests. Actually, we got our first, not to put them on the spot, but industry couple.
Yeah,
for sure.
Cannabis couple. CannaCouple. There we go.
Double C's. That's what's up.
Like Chanel.
Hey, shout out to.
See both sides like Chanel. Ain't that what Frank said?
Introduce it. We got Taylor and we got Lance.
Yes, sir.
So how y'all doing today?
Doing all right.
Yeah, we thank y'all for coming out. Appreciate y'all being on our show. Got a few questions that we would like to provide to the world and show them how y'all became started your relationship with cannabis, and maybe find out how y'all started your couple relationship too.
Yeah, for sure.
But we can start with a couple general questions, and then obviously, you can let her go first, and then
indeed,
we'll keep it rolling. But in general, the first question is, what was your first time using cannabis like?
My first time using cannabis, I was probably like 14, 15, just getting into high school. And I was, I'm emotional, so I was going through a breakup, and I was like, oh, let me try some weed. And my dad was growing it at the time, so I was, thieving. But
For real.
It's like you had to get by, man.
But yeah, I fell in love with it, and I was like, wow. I obviously couldn't do it how I do it now, back then, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah, but we all build a tolerance,
Yeah, over time, for sure.
As your body grows, your cannabinoid tolerance grows.
So then you said you were like 14, in the kind of early high school or junior high kind of thing? Yeah. Did you put a light to it, or did you have back then that's the main probably form
it was in a pipe, and
nothing wrong with that. I get it.
See, at least yours was official. Mine was a pop can.
No, we've definitely had our moments where we made our own gadgets and stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta improvise.
What about you, bro?
No cartons and shit.
So first time for me was 8th grade, middle school. I was I would come out of school, and it was always this big group of people in a circle, and I'd be sitting there man, I ain't included this on my peoples for real. So eventually I mustered up the strength to go over there and see what was popping, and they passed me instantly, and I'm just like, all right, this is it, huh? This is the peer pressure. So I either make the decision to put it down, or I was pretty curious, So I went ahead and hit it, and I was first time, honestly, no effects for me. I tried it, and I was walking around everybody, you a goody, what are you doing hitting the blunt? And I'm just honestly, bro, I was trying to fit in, but now I gotta try it out because I ain't feel nothing. What's the hype, bro?
I get that. That's how I felt my first time. I'm I was cheesing, but I wasn't feeling it. I'm just just happy. But I'm I didn't realize how it made me people what's so, why are you smiling?
Exactly.
I just didn't feel. I thought I was just gonna go outer space.
Yes, bro.
The way they make it seem
in the movies and stuff.
Right. Over exaggerated and shit.
Yes, bro.
I'm why am I still on the ground,
bro?
I actually did get a little high my first time, but it wasn't crazy. It onset later, and I just kind of felt lighter than air.
Okay.
And body buzz, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, I'm quite the superstitious one. I'm like, man, this stuff don't work. Like, the way people be talking about shrooms and this and that, like, I was always a firm believer, like, nah, I would have to try it, because y'all ain't really be seeing stuff. Like, y'all don't really be seeing, like, that's what they told me about cannabis, too. Like, they would tell me pretty much, like, oh, you could hallucinate type stuff. And I'm like, oh, so that's what I'm prepared for. And I feel like that's probably why we ain't feeling nothing, because we expecting this big, grand, mind shift, and only thing that happens is like, right. Yes, bro.
Oh my god.
But no, yeah, that's that's kind of some things you can't knock it till you try it, and
for sure,
you got to do your own research. But not saying like be careful what drugs you select.
Yes,
make sure you get it from a reliable resource.
Yeah.
But cannabis is not a drug; it's a plant.
It's a plant. It's an alternative medicine.
Bro, I feel that.
Y'all, so. Like, do you have like a preferred like method, or that's actually a question too. But besides that, lineage like sativa, hybrid, indica, or are you?
I'm real big on sativas. Like, I love a good indica and a good hybrid, but I love sativas because I like being productive when I'm high. Like, I feel like I can do the dishes and do the laundry and vacuum, like, and I got my music bumping. And it's just a vibe.
Nah, I feel that.
It's kind of similar, but for me, it's sativas because I have issues with getting motivated. Like, I'm a big person who's like, oh, I can hang out, I can be lazy, and when I'm on an indica, it's like, oh, times 10. I want to chill, I don't want to move. But when I'm on a sativa, it's almost like another reason to get up and go do something. It's like, oh, you off something that's a little bit more active and a little bit more mind focused. Like, go outside, like go check something out, go bowling, go on a walk.
For sure, it's not as like sedating body.
Exactly,
sure.
exactly.
I agree. As I got more into cannabis and learn about terpenes and all that.
Indeed.
It's chemical makeup. I learned that. Damn, you can smell this and be like, yo, this smell like the everything. Or is this gonna make me happy?
Yeah.
And then you can smell something else like, oh, that's a skunk or that's gas.
Yep, you already know.
But there's that little tingle at the end that just smells so good.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Hits all the right senses.
Nah, that's pretty dope. That's power of this medicine. Have you guys I know there's more forms out there as we learn more and more about this plant. Like, have you guys figured out if you besides the flower form, do you like other forms of the plant?
We all agree is the top notch.
We all agree flowers.
Yeah, flowers queen for sure.
Absolutely.
And you can't make any of the other parts without flour, so you gotta start from flour.
Exactly.
But there are other forms out there that people can use for discreetness: vape carts, edibles, topicals. Do you guys tend to experience with any of those too, or you're still trying to?
So we've dabbled in, vapes, of course, and then really we're falling in love with edibles right now.
Yep.
It's just, since our tolerance is so high now, edibles, they just hit the spot. And then on top of that, smoke a nice little joint or whatever.
That layer, that's what I like to tell people. Exactly. You start the flower and then pop the edible. By the time the flower go away, the edible kick in.
I was just doing a little bit more looking into it. Apparently, it's like it's almost a different high. Like when you're doing an edible. Like, I forgot what that form is. Hydroxy.
I know. I almost say hydroxy.
Right. But so from what I understand, when you do an edible, it's a different
carbon.
Yes, it's hydro something.
Yeah, I know what you said.
But yeah, once you do it through an edible, it's like a different experience through doing it. Inhaling basically.
Yeah.
So when I felt like I was trying out edibles in the first time originally, because that's like my preferred method as well. Like I'm probably gonna be copying off a lot of her answers too. But essentially, that's what be going on. Is I'll sit here and try an edible out, and I'm like, yo, this 10 milligrams ain't hitting. It's not doing nothing. And that's what low key made me feel like, oh, like edibles ain't for me.
Yeah.
But it turns out, bro, it's like our tolerance is a lot higher than it seems. So I started bumping up to like 30s and 40s, and once I started getting a lot higher, I was like, yo, this is like a different high. It's slow on. Yes, dude. And exactly, and it lasts a little bit longer, so I love it.
Amazing.
I've been taking it upon myself to kind of like experiment with making my own now. So like it's been allowing me to like discover a lot about the plant. I've been trying.
He said, I've been experimenting. I'm the tester.
It's like I'm not. See, I wasn't raised as well in the kitchen as a lot of other kids. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's not usually I wouldn't be me, but these like getting into the edibles and stuff, it really helps me. Like, oh snap! Now I'm starting to learn where stuff is in the kitchen. I'm like, this is the motivation I needed, I guess. But yeah, making my own coconut oil is my preferred. Like I know a lot of people like the butter, but from what I was researching, the coconut oil holds more THC in it, so you can get stronger edibles, which is definitely something I'm about.
More fat soluble, I guess.
I think that's exactly what it is.
And you need the lecithin. Don't forget your lecithin.
That's what I've been hearing. Yup.
People don't know how to get them potent edibles.
That's the next step. That's the next step for me.
I used to shout out to the Magical Butter and that whole team. I was actually blessed. Me and my sister, I got a chance to take the family to the studios down there and like basically get a tour of it and learn how they do their videos, their live videos, and walk through the kitchen and all that. It was pretty cool. And he actually gave my sister and I a machine. So I was using that stuff definitely to try to make medicine our own self affordably, so that could get the right medicine, because there's limitations and rules to some of the programs, and basically they're not all fit for patients that need it,
exactly.
And their tolerance levels too. Everybody has a different tolerance level. So the fact that some programs try to treat everyone the same, is in every condition the same, is very frustrating.
It is. It is.
For sure.
Shout out to the people learning self-sufficiency by making their own.
It ain't hard.
The plant, you can do that in a lot of ways with this plant.
Yes, for real. It is, and it was not. It had its little learning curve, but I would say it was not too hard. Like anyone could do it, for sure.
How would you either you say? You kind of already mentioned it, how it helps you medicinally. But is there like a favorite cannabis show or movie that you guys have, or like?
Don't say Pineapple Express. I know that's gotta be the same. It's so good though.
There's actually been a good mixture so far of answers. There's been a decent mixture of answers.
Didn't we just watch one? Yeah.
I felt like, what was it?
We'd be fried.
Big fry.
Halfway through it, you forget it for real.
Yeah.
Didn't we just watch something?
She said, did we?
I'm not either, but I feel where you're feeling, because I'm like, we just watched someone light up like 8 times. Oh, it was Intergalactic, wasn't it?
Oh, Cuddy. That's dope.
That was hard.
That's a dope.
That was a real good one.
I was Netflix. I was like,
okay.
And the soundtrack is dope.
It's super good. I'm not a Cuddy fan, but I was like, oh, hold on. I'm not a Ty Dolla $ign fan for real, but I'm like, both of them kind of snapped for real. I'm like, nah, they made a better soundtrack.
And
they did their thing.
It was just so cool.
Nah, it was dope.
They did the animation.
And the storyline was dope.
Yep.
That's a shout out to another Ohio native. Kid Cudi.
Yes indeed.
That's a new drop on it too. That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and that is a new. Nobody said that.
No one said it yet. It's because we just watched it and we was like, oh, this is lit for real. We did it.
We got to make our own alarm.
A little horn.
Right, bro.
Really, a shout out to his godmom, because she the one who put us on to the movie.
Right, yeah. Shout out my godmom Amber, man.
Hey,
Put us on.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
I feel like we kind of touched on this also a little bit, but if there was something you guys could change about the cannabis industry here in Ohio, or just in general, what do you think? Like, what would that be? Like something that I guess to help improve it or make it better for like patients.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
It's definitely an issue with the availability of the card, in my opinion. There's not a lot of required stuff that people actually have commonly, like anxiety ain't on there. A lot of
opioid abuse.
Yeah, that's stuff like that. It kind of gets to me, because it's like, if we know it's for medicinal use and we're keeping people who using it for medicine out of the program, it just don't make much sense to me. So I'm just like, I feel like it doesn't need any required type of like ailment, or you have to have anything wrong with you to try and use the plant. I feel like if you want access to it and you're going through the right channels and getting a medical card, then that should really be it. If I'm saying I'm using it for anxiety, or I'm using it for like a foot injury or something like that, shouldn't really be the state's business to be like, all right, well, you can or you cannot get the card. You know, if this is what I'm using it for, it's medicine. And at the bottom line, it's such a healthy plant. You're treating tens of hundreds of stuff, conditions instead of just the one thing. Like I did mine for chronic back pain because I had like an accident at work, but it's more of a medicine for anxiety for me. Like, it is a daily anxiety medicine. Like, I've stopped, I've given my tolerance breaks, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like the world gets to me. I'm a big overthinker. I'm a big overthinker, and it's like I kind of need something to like calm me down. And that, bro, it's it. Like,
I feel you.
That's how I initially fell in love.
Prescribed medications have terrible side effects.
Oh my gosh.
So cannabis is a much better option for that.
So weird though, right? Schedule 1 drug still. It's weird. It's weird, bro. I don't like it.
Government knows, and they've even supplied, select people medical cannabis, but it's like they're still just taking their time. It's almost population control, in my opinion. It's like a slap in the face. Like,
okay.
Like, real. I mean, and they know they're holding certain communities down too, because it's like, it's a war on us, not a war on drugs.
You already know.
It's really unfortunate. Is there anything that, like, an experience that you guys had with cannabis, like the craziest? Like, it ain't gotta be bad, but just something fun, or that you can think of that you're like, yo, we kind of talked about going to space, but nothing like that has ever happened.
Right.
Like, but just something fun. Like, I feel like cannabis always brings people together. So
it does. Yes, indeed.
Even if it's like smoking with your parents,
and which I relate to. We can both relate to that, bro.
Right. Yes, indeed.
Did you have an experience you wanted to say?
I know, it's a hard one. I had a crazy one.
I'd be queuing up.
Honestly, like anywhere you go, we
do our thing. Everywhere we go, we do our thing, and then we have a great time. Concerts, all that.
You usually meet dope people from it if you're like random somewhere. And, like,
oh, you know what?
She's probably gonna say what I was gonna say. What?
That Earth Gang concert.
That was lit. See, which you can relate to too. For you was right there with us.
That was fire.
Yeah. Bro, we was all there. That was a fire ass concert.
I know, he got up on stage like
y'all guys got to meet your heroes.
He signed my little Dreamville shirt, bro. Shout out Dot, because he picked me out and wrote that right on my Dreamville shirt, and I hung it up. I just I don't even wear it no more. It's done.
Tag him in this shit, maybe.
Bro, for real.
Who knows?
Hey, shout out J. Cole. You got the king of.
Oh yeah, I can't even help myself, bro. Yeah, I can't even help myself. Big Dreamville fan.
Dreamville Lance.
Yeah,
no, they do.
You already know. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
That was a good show.
That was, bro. It was terrific.
I still think about that shit.
All the energy.
Right. It was sad. Columbus didn't promote the show very well. But that was still a fucking amazing show.
Mike Dimes was headlining that?
Yeah.
Because that was flawed.
Yeah, Mike Dimes. That shit was
lit for real, yeah, that concert was lit for real. Yes, indeed. So, definitely the concert. I wasn't going to say that, though, but it was my uncle's like 420 party. He does a 420 party like every year, and this was kind of like my first experience like really greening out. Like, I don't know if everyone but bro, oh my gosh, that was my first time really, like, I guess the closest thing to what you could experience as in space.
We were literally in space.
The closest. So I guess that was the true face of what weed to be.
He wasn't even here.
You know, when you hit critical limit, you're like you laid up, you probably arms crossed, and you start sleep,
like losing bits of time.
You're like, but you're in your head, mind's racing, and the only thing you can do is focus all your strength on not throwing up, bro. That is it. And I failed, like, and I still failed, but still, that was my first experience with this. Is a power, this is something that you can abuse, because I definitely went a little too hard that day, but it enlightened me for the future.
You had a lot of edibles that day.
It was so the way he did it was he infused Kool-Aid, so all the drinks he infused the edibles, and then he infused the food because he cooked for everybody. It was like a dinner party, a dinner 420 party. So he had, I think it was tacos. So I'm eating 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm like, bro, this is good. And he's like, oh, it's cannabis in there, it's weed in there. And I'm like, bro, I'm 4 tacos deep. What do you mean? I'm like, cannabis? I'm like, well, let me get something to drink and wash it down, right? There's weed in that too.
Oh man.
He already got like a foot long blunt rolling around the whole room. I'm like, oh, well, this is the party right here. Like, everyone bring their stuff, we smoking. But this dude talking about he'd infused everything. It was too late by the time I done did it.
The whole platter.
The whole
You're supposed to do a little bit, not everything.
Bro, I did a little bit of everything. Got me. He got me.
He set y'all up for failure.
He did.
Ask questions, folks. Ask questions.
Absolutely. You go to something called a 420 party. You need to be asking everything.
Right.
Cookies, are they good?
Yeah.
But food,
Is
you wouldn't
everything
expect.
good?
Yeah, is everything good? Is
everything
nothing
good?
Right, man. Absolutely.
Nah, that's
Let me get a little bit of this and a little bit of this.
awesome.
That is nice, though. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Got a family member chefing it up, and then you took over the mantle as well.
I know a little bit. I can't help myself. I wonder if it's like in the blood.
So like, what about creative side? Has cannabis provided any like inspiration or creativity to either of you? Like,
Creative juices.
Yeah, for a while, I was like bigger and, you know, I wanted to lose weight, so I started doing yoga a lot. And
For real.
getting high while I was doing yoga, like, just made it so amazing. Like,
Yeah.
it's so,
Yes, it does.
like,
Zen.
my body feels like Jello after I
Jello, baby.
Bro.
Just feel it melt.
Nah, that's what's up. That's a good. You still working out without actually having to, do heavy weights.
Yes,
and stuff.
indeed.
It's nice.
Yep, you're still strengthening and stretching the muscles out. So
Yeah. No, that's cool. There's lots of creative yoga studios out there and people that's created a business out of that.
bless you.
Salute to our audience.
Bless you.
Yeah, salute to the audience here.
But yeah, no. So what about you? You got any?
Yeah. So I had a couple experiences where it just kind of made me branch out and made me think about things. Like, I feel like cannabis kind of opened up the reality of what I wanted to do. It made things clear because like everyone tells you what you want to do and you really don't know until you find out. But it helped me find out. I think I want to do game development. Like I've come to work a couple of times and we like chop it up and I've just been like program on the computer doing like practice and stuff, trying to learn it.
Yeah.
But it's like it's definitely something that I feel like would be right for me, like be a fit for me. And I'm like, let's learn how to do it at home. So I got like Unity at home. I'm trying to like make games. I'm doing the tutorials there. But like, bro, if I'm sparking up, I'm telling you, like, I feel like
all the synapses are firing.
Okay, right. So I think he's right on the money because I think I read an article. It was like just a normal THC article about kind of like how weed makes us think, right?
Yep.
So like, I believe the term is synapses or dendrites.
Yeah.
Dendrites might be it, but it's essentially what causes you to think about certain things. So like, it's kind of like riding a bike. Like you get on a bike, and if you know how to do that, your dendrites are fresh. They strong because you ride a bike all the time. That's why you remember so well.
It's like
Same thing.
muscle memory after a while.
Yeah, exactly. Same
repetition.
Exactly. So same thing about like when you're not remembering stuff, after a while they branch off and then they break and then they fall off, and that's why you forget things. But cannabis does something totally weird. It fires up random dendrites. So that's why you'll be sitting there and you'll be just chilling, right? And you'll be like, you'll be on the topic of cannabis, and out of nowhere we're talking about aliens. Or you're talking about like intergalactic,
How it
interrealms.
all connects, but it's just like
phone home.
the road.
You branch out for real. And
the road just goes there.
that's what it does. That's why it's like I feel like the creativity question is an excellent one because that's what it does. It really makes you a little bit more creative. You think about things that you haven't thought about in forever, or that you're never really thinking about, and it selects the most interesting out of their stuff. Like if y'all really think about it, like why is it always something like otherworldly, or just unnatural? It's just like it makes you think about everything that you're not thinking about.
Correct.
I love it.
That's you might be able to help me make the game I've always thought about.
Yes, bro. I was just seeing, bro.
I want to make a game.
Contract.
That's a good idea. You already on to something.
I might have to blur that out when we play.
We might.
Take that out.
I don't want you know what I mean?
Yeah, take that out.
Oh, nobody steal that idea.
Man, that's fire.
I've been wanting to do that since couldn't be a veterinarian or a zoologist.
You thinking like a
That's
jungle?
actually it. Xbox had their showcase today, and there's a lot of new games coming out this year, but there's all types of games that do like simulations of stuff like Flight Simulator,
exactly,
Life Simulator.
And you know what? I think you got the perfect kind of like the back burner for it, because you already got documentaries and stuff who are in depth seeing what a like the game could highlight all those things that the documentary kind of highlights. That way,
but you get to play as them.
But you get to play as them, dude. I know y'all seen it. The Snoop Dogg narration of the little lizard. Yeah. Was it a lizard that was running through from the snakes?
From the
And it was like, bro, imagine that being a mission. That'd be crazy for real.
In the fucking wild.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
We get Snoop on board. It's a wrap.
Yeah. What was that video? It was like something got attacked in the water and then it left, and then him and his family members came back to get him type shit.
What was we watching?
Yeah, it was like an alligator or something.
A zebra
in the water.
or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that.
A zebra or like one of them wildebeest.
Yeah.
I forget.
Bro, all I know is, bro.
You know them Nat Geo.
The family came back and chased him off, bro. I was like, damn.
For sure. That's also a great channel. Shout out to Nat Geo, Discovery Channel.
Oh yeah, I love
watch when you high.
I love it, bro. For real.
You learn. You learn.
You do.
We back.
All right, y'all. We back. So we got our next segment where we usually like to provide a product review.
Last but not least.
Yeah, last but not least, today we had something really, really funky. And the funk is actually in the name.
PHUN.
The name of the product, it starts with it goes by the name of Funyuns.
Right. But not the kind you're thinking about.
Yeah, not the chips. I mean, those funky too. Right. If you eat a lot, your breath might match. Right. But I love them. They tasty. I ain't gonna lie.
For real.
And, what stoner don't like the Funyuns? And that's actually a good nameplay because
it is good.
It's Stankonia, like I said. It was a GMO and guava biscotti grown by Harvest, Ohio.
Right.
Down in Ironton. Shout out to them. Happiness cultivated, like you said.
Yes.
My personal opinion, I think, like I said, it was the funk. I smelled it. It was dense, bright green and orange, very, very tasty, and I like the effects. So, I would probably give it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Yeah.
Before I rate it.
Before you rate it,
I'm gonna let y'all go.
So I'm gonna rate it. I think I'm gonna rate it an 8 out of 10.
Hey.
Okay. Was it your first time trying it too?
Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, it was very like a little earthy tasting, but definitely stanky.
Shout out to Outcast.
And strong too. Yeah. The effects hit pretty quick.
For sure.
Was that a hybrid?
Hybrid, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. hybrid indica.
I was gonna say, I would say it's more
indica leaning.
hybrid.
Yeah.
Technically, all the harvest strains are hybrids.
Yeah, I mean, not even just harvest, but like a lot of these genetics these days, because there's a lot of crossbreeding.
Fine.
But
because I prefer indica, but
speaking of its lineage, though, I forgot to. It's one of the most important parts, the terpenes.
Yes, sir.
It's coming in with heavy on the limonene, the beta caryophyllene. That's I don't if I said it wrong or right. I don't know. Correct me. Caryophyllene. We all got.
That's how I be saying.
We all say it different.
It's a running question.
Humulene, leucine. Those are the top 4. And I don't know, limonene and caryophyllene, to me together, that seems like a great combo. Oh, happiness and just feel good.
One of my top.
Calmness.
One of my top.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I love me some myrcene.
Myrcene, you gotta say it. Myrcene. Yeah, I mean, I definitely mispronounce that all the time. But no, yeah, shout out. Wait, we gotta, your turn. What you think?
I don't know. I feel like it's definitely a hybrid leaning indica. I felt the effects like a little more chill, a little more relaxed, a little goofy, you know what I mean?
Right.
But still focused, still ready to do the podcast, get the job done and have a good time.
For sure.
Amongst our fellow, industry workers.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it definitely had a little bit of an earthy taste, but not like that super piney taste. You know what I mean? Like the limonene wasn't like overbearing. But still, kind of. We smoked. Well, I wouldn't say we smoked. We all enjoyed. We all enjoyed.
There you go.
In a certain way, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And shout out to Harvest. That's our second one we've done so far, I would say.
Harvest.
Harvest strain that we reviewed. So shout out to Harvest.
I don't usually like
local here in Columbus.
And another
GMO.
one.
It's usually like garlic cookies.
Garlic. That's like garlic, mushrooms, and onions. The way to describe the way it smells. But
and that's the thing. That's what offsets it for me. But I don't know if it's the biscotti or what. But it's just that combo was not very.
It's pretty smooth.
It wasn't just straight dank musty, which is how I definitely describe like GMO alone. Like it's like a mustier kind of smell taste.
That's the beauty of all these hybrid strains. It's like you can mix something you love with something else you love, and boom. You got the perfect match.
Definitely the fact, because it's like you got some effects you like, but not necessarily the terpenes, the taste, the smell that you desire.
Yeah, you can change that.
You can change that.
You gotta have either the knowledge yourself to do it, or have a good dope breeder friend.
For real. Some passionate grower.
Nah, they say in pineapple when these two got together.
Oh God.
Nah, but hey, man, we appreciate y'all for real. We appreciate y'all being a part of this.
So now, what would you say? What was your rating for
it?
Oh, yeah. I would probably give it 8 point. Not be exactly like them. I give them an 8.7.
8.7. Okay.
Fair. No, it was up there. I like it.
I feel like I give it a solid 8. I give it a solid 8. You know what I mean?
That's crazy that the meter is that accurate.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like,
because it met the density, the nose, like all that like matters, and then like it's bright green and orange. It's like shit.
You can't ask for nothing more. Right?
I feel like we're all on like the same wavelength.
That's good. Yeah. I feel like that's the standard thing. Yeah. We all reach like the scientific standard.
Like we were talking about earlier.
Shit, we should be judges.
Hey. That'd be dope.
For sure.
That would be dope. Man. Maybe this could turn into a thing.
Bro, bring
add some cannabis cup.
Your best strain.
Bring it. We'll judge it.
We try it all.
Give it the truth.
Right.
The true review.
Right.
But just remember though, we're all we're just all growing, and it's a
bud's life.
Yes, it is. Oh my God.
That's
and we're your hosts. Dro-Derick.
Oh yeah, I'm Dro-Derick. We got Weed Jonez. We didn't even introduce ourselves earlier. My bad, forgot. We just kind of got back to it. We
But,
like
you know,
on it. But
we have special guests here, so
yeah, they more important than introduce. So
by this
appreciate
time,
y'all.
yeah, by this
we
time,
at episode 8.
hey,
Everybody
y'all
know.
should know us by now. Damn, y'all really listening?
Bro, for real.
That's funny.
But well, it could be the weed. It could be the weed.
Right.
No, let's not say that. It ain't that bad because my memory is still strong. I remember what I need to remember. So don't let it be that bad of a stereotype.
Right.
Right. Beat the stigma, y'all. Beat the stigma, damn it.
But y'all have a good evening. We out. Blessed or happy medicating. Stay
Right.
blessed up.
Stay
Peace.
blessed.
Get off that diddle with the dumb shit. Get off that diddle with the dumb shit. Hey, I'm flying high as a luchador. Just got some money and want some more. Need that little singer from Paramore. Let this be mating season, we animals. Just want that one piece like Luffy. All these goofies, I do play them stupid. B100, that Brandon on Lucy. Wildberry, I'm chiefing a loose leaf. Sessions with Indians in Neverland. Some of these bitches will never learn. So many get burning, just pass the door. Never trust ones that's burning like ones. Never trust ones that's never just like ones that's never just ones that's burning like Mary's. That's what